Hello guys and welcome back to League One predictions. We are back with a midweek special. There are 9 games to predict. I think we're catching up on games from previous international breaks. As always, I'm joined by the wonderful Benjamin Bloom. How are you?
I'm concerned, Matt, that I think we're going to get it in the comments because neither of us had the balls, despite discussing the potential Gareth Ainsworth new manager bounce, to predict it. So, yeah, if you don't see me in the comments, it's because I'm avoiding them. But what a story, Matt.
Yes, well done Shrewsbury Town, well done Gareth Ainsworth. That was the story with their 3-2 win. And speaking of the previous results, I'll flash them up on the screen there. There you can see how we got on. Ben did beat me again. Well done, a 7-4 victory. And you've extended the lead to 6 points now. So I really need to catch up.
Yeah, I lots of 4-3s and 5-2s for you, mate. You need to play for bonus points now, mate. Lots of silly predictions, please.
Yeah. Oh well. I've already written down some, but I might change my mind as we're going through it. Look, I'm starting the mind games.
Just for the audience, the mind games start before Matt hits the red button. He's putting ideas in my head, telling me silly things, and then changing his mind. So yeah, the mind games are real.
Guys, before we get into the predictions, please be sure to support us. We get thousands of viewers, so let's go big for 1,000 likes. And I mean it, let's go for it. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy what we do over here. And take 2 seconds to make sure you've subscribed over here for the League One predictions and subscribe to Benjamin Bloom. We're doing lots of content together this year. So here's the first link in the description. Support the both of us, and it is massively appreciated. And with all that said and done, Ben, let's dive into the first prediction at Oakwell. Barnsley versus Reading, and their 2 previous results have made this one difficult, would you say?
You've nailed it there, haven't you? So I think we were both the wrong way round with these, weren't we? So Barnsley lost at home to Wigan, and Wigan have been poor recently, and Barnsley have been good. And I mean, look, Peterborough are capable of anything, aren't they? But Reading going to Peterborough and winning is an excellent result, isn't it? I do like Barnsley at home, though, Matt, I have to say. So I think I'm going to go both teams to score and the Barnsley win, the bounce back. Sorry, Reading fans. So I'm torn between a 2-1 and a 3-1. Predictable as ever would be 2-1. I'll take the 3-1. Barnsley 3, Reading 1.
Ooh, 3-1 Barnsley. Okay, well, I've already changed a prediction here because I did write down 2-1 to Reading, but I think you have pulled me towards the draw here. So I will go for a 2-2 draw. I want to give Reading something, but I'm sure at the same time Barnsley will be looking for that reaction. And I agree, both teams to score. So we'll have the Desmond, the 2-2. Look at that, Ben. We're already both diving in with 4 goals there. Yeah, if Reading can get another result here and another win, that'd be a massive, massive statement, and they can jump right on into that top 6 conversation. And I don't know, but Barnsley, I mean, we've liked Barnsley this season under Darryl Clapp, but they have dropped a couple of clanger results here and there, haven't they?
They've got it in them, haven't they? Yeah, they're one of those where I have concern when I'm predicting, where you're like, well, that could be the exact opposite of what I've just said. Hence the defeat against Wigan.
The next one's going to be difficult, Ben. We're going to the Memorial Stadium for Bristol Rovers versus Blackpool. Once again, do the previous results make our minds up for us here? Because Bristol Rovers got a great away win at Mansfield. And we said, you know, they were 6 points behind Mansfield. If they win that, they're 3 points behind them. And I don't know, maybe they're the latest team to join the playoff race. Blackpool, on the other hand, it's just not getting any better, is it, Ben? Yeah, Blackpool lost to Bolton 2-1. And it's such a shame, really, because they did have such a great run of results when Steve Bruce first came in. So I'm going first here, and I will go for Bristol Rovers. Got to reward them after Saturday. Going to go 1-0 to the gas again.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like where you've gone. So what I'll do is I'll try and even you out. And I can't give Blackpool a win because they've been so poor. And going to Mansfield, by the way, and winning is not easy at all this season. And Bristol Rovers, fair play for going and doing that. So I think I'll throw up 2 fingers, Matt, and play for a 1-1 here. But I don't see Blackpool winning it, and I've got Bristol Rovers down as favourites. I just think it's going to end on as even.
Interesting. So the 1-1 draw there. Share your thoughts down below, guys. Surely, Ben, Blackpool are going to turn it around at some point, but
you think?
Yeah, the longer this run goes on, the more you worry, I guess. The next one, Ben, is at the Pirelli as Burton Albion host Charlton Athletic. Burton 3-0 defeat at home to Stockport. Okay, Stockport are great. If they can bounce back and get something here, that'd be something for Burton. It's when you're down at the bottom, you don't have to get something from every game, but some games, if that makes sense, just churn on roughly a point per game. And do you feel like they stand a chance against Charlton? Because Charlton are not picking up many results.
I mean, on paper, no, but you're right. The form of Charlton's, do I want to use the word alarming, concerning? I don't know, I get accused of hyperbole and exaggerating a lot in the YouTube comments, but yeah, it's not where we expected them to be, given the Nathan Jones in the dugout. Oh, but Burton have been so bad. They're bottom of the league for a reason. And I mean, it's not even bottom of the league. You mentioned this a few weeks ago, Matt. They're 8 points adrift already, and we're coming up a third into the season. So let's bring back the Charlton 1-0 with an ex-Luton player scoring the winner. Yeah, Burton 0, Charlton 1. I'm just going to go for the old, because I feel you could be guided by recency, but let's just go for how we've felt for the majority of the season. 0-1.
0-1, and that is a scribble. And by the way, I just want to clarify at this point to the viewers, because we do get one or two people saying, "What's a scribble?" A scribble is
Okay.
when I've written down something and Ben's gone first and taken it. So I'm going to change my mind and go, do I see Charlton winning 2-0? Yeah, let's go for it then. 2-0 to Charlton. Let's go for them to get back on track, but their form's not been great. But as you say, Burton, bottom of the table. You're right, 8 points adrift. 2 games in hand on Crawley, though. So I think once these catch-up games have been played out, we might get a better reading on things
Matt,
everywhere.
what use a game in hands when you've won 1 in 15? Do you know what I mean? People always say this to me about the relegation zone, games in hand. And it's like, okay, games in hand in a playoff chase, fine, because teams are actually winning them. But do you know what I'm saying?
No, I fully take your point on board. I remember in the lockdown season, Rotherham had like 6 games in hand on everyone.
They played 4 in 8 days and didn't win any of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was too much eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if Burton prove us wrong on that theory. But we are both going for Charlton. Next up, Ben, this is interesting. Cambridge United versus Bolton Wanderers. Cambridge got the 0-0 at Northampton, and they're just still churning out around a point per game or so, aren't they? I mean, they got the draw against Barnsley previously. Bolton, obviously, credit to them. They did beat Blackpool at the weekend, and Bolton close in a little bit closer on the playoffs. Interesting here, Ben. You've got 5 teams level on 26 points from 5th down to about 9th. So,
love it.
Yeah, if Bolton win this, they really get in there. But I'm up first. I'm going to give Cambridge a draw. They've been tough nut to crack. 1-1.
Interesting. I thought you were going to go away win. So I will march through that open door and take the away win then, Matt. Yeah, I'm still with the idea that the Cambridge month of winning every game and keeping a clean sheet is going to be a bit of an unattainable peak that's not going to be coming back. But I do agree with what you've said. Tough nut to crack is a good way of framing it, isn't it? But even though Bolton don't quite have the swagger of the past couple of seasons, they are moving nicely. It's 3 wins in 4. And you're damn right to say any one of those teams on the 26, if you can, 1.8 even points per game for a few games, you're going to be at the top of that little group and you're in the playoffs, aren't you? So maybe a low scorer. I should give Bolton 2 goals. Cambridge 0, Bolton 2.
2-0 to the away side. And then, if Bolton win this, motoring up the table a little bit, maybe we could, could we include them in the top 2 conversation? They've definitely got the potential. If they win this, they'd actually be 2 points off Wrexham. So definitely there or thereabouts, depending on Wrexham's result, I must add the caveat. Right, Ben, you're up first for Exeter City versus Birmingham City. Where are you going with this?
My head is all over the place with this because we play a fun little game between ourselves of spot when Birmingham are going to trip up, and we both missed it. So the normal logic goes, okay, we've missed it. It's now not going to happen. So there's that in my head. Then there's also the fact that maybe I think a couple of weeks ago, you were quite high on Exeter, and They've had a couple of iffy results since. I know they losing away at Wrexham is no. To be fair, they've played Wrexham and Lincoln, and they had a red card. Okay, late red card against Lincoln. So they've played good sides. So maybe they haven't dropped off. Maybe you didn't curse them by praising them a couple of weeks ago, Matt. Oh dear. Given that the game is away as well, could this be one of the weeks where we might be thinking Birmingham are dropping points? And I mean, so it's a draw and a defeat in consecutive games, which is literally a crisis when you've got Birmingham's squad and budget, isn't it?
And that draw, by the way, Ben, will feel like a defeat because it was the last-minute Northampton goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, fair point. And then, I mean, look, Shrewsbury have been hopeless, haven't they? I know there's the Ainsworth thing, but on paper, it's an easy win, isn't it? Am I going to call a draw? I'd love to be going second on this, because if you took the Birmingham win, I'd take the draw, and if you took the draw, I'd take the Birmingham win. But I don't know what you're going to do. Oh, mate, look at the squad, look at the money. I'm going to take the Birmingham win. I'm sorry. Let's have them bouncing back. Exeter 0, Birmingham 3.
Where did that come from?
Absolutely nowhere. I mean, this is the issue. People think this is easy, but you go down 8 different rabbit holes, and you know full well, Matt, that the score that actually transpires was one of your thoughts. You were like, oh, well, I could go down that road, but yeah.
If you cover every base, it will be one of them.
Right. Be honest, Matt. If you'd gone first, what would you have called? Have you got something written down?
I have, and I'm going to stick with it. Exeter 1, Birmingham 2. So we are both going for Birmingham.
I would have taken the draw. I would have taken the draw probably, but yeah, there you go. Fickle.
I know it might be boring that we're both going for Birmingham again, but I was weighing this up as Exeter away could be really tricky. But then at the same time, I had this theory that if Birmingham are really angry about what happened at the weekend, they could go and wallop Exeter like you've predicted. So I'm maybe going with a bit more caution, seeing as I need to catch up with the predictions. So Exeter 1, Birmingham 2 is my prediction. So share your thoughts if you're a Blues fan and an Exeter fan. The next one, Ben, Leyton Orient v Huddersfield. And the bottom 4 picture has now changed. Leyton Orient are in there. Yes, they've got 2 games in hand on Crawley, and it's a 1-point gap, and Orient have the better goal difference. But if they lose this, it's not looking great. They take on Huddersfield, Ben. Huddersfield are moving nicely. 5th place in the table now. And look at that run of form, by the way. They're not losing at all. So it's all pointing towards the Huddersfield win, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very much so. But I'll keep my powder dry because you're up first, right?
I am. I will go 1-1.
Oh. So that's the mind games, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear the 2 things Matt SB said in a row there? He said, it's all pointing towards Huddersfield. I'll go 1-1. He's leading me up the garden path. So does that mean I better take Huddersfield then, Matt? I know what you mean. We've liked Orient at home. We've liked Orient at home in the midweeks as well, haven't we? So I can see exactly why you've done that. Oh, I'm going to be annoyed if you get it right. But I'll take Huddersfield. I'll take Huddersfield, Matt, on the basis of what you said. They're in good form. Oh, it's so easy to do these on paper. The EFL is not played on paper, is it? For God's sake. What do you reckon? 1-0 or 2-1? Orient 1, Huddersfield 2.
There we go. And you go for the away win. I don't know. I suppose it was just the fact that Orient are at home that made me think I'll go for the draw. If Huddersfield were at home, I would have gone for Huddersfield, I must admit. But there you go. I've got to try and get some surprise points where I can, and I'll go for the 1-1. I mean, could even be an Orient win if they're desperate to get out of that bottom 3 as soon as possible. Next up, then, we've got Wigan Athletic versus Northampton. You're up first, and it's 16th versus 17th.
How many, someone tell us in the comments, how many 0-0 draws have these two been involved in, aggregated across the season? I've got to do it, haven't I? 0-0. Wigan have had loads. I'm just going to bring up Northampton, and their last 2 games have been 0-0 as well. 0-0.
Yeah, I like your thinking there. Not what I've gone for, but I see under 1.5 goals. And I'm just edging Wigan. I think after that result, 1-0 Wigan.
Yeah.
I think after that result at Barnsley, I'm really impressed. I know Northampton are competitive, and we've liked that when they've gone away to Huddersfield and Birmingham and Blackpool, they've taken points off those teams, and wouldn't be entirely surprised if they snatch something here. But I'll just say if Wigan have that, well, yeah, no, go on. I'll say they've got the confidence after the weekend to snatch it 1-0 and just sneaking up the table. I mean, I know we've said they don't score many, but maybe one goal is enough to win this one. And yeah, 13 scored and 12 conceded in 15 games for Wigan Athletic. Yeah, I'll go 1-0. Next up, Ben, we go to the race course. I'm up first for this. Wrexham v Lincoln.
What a match.
Yeah, and then after this, by the way, Wycombe v Mansfield. So we've got two real, sort of top 6 matchups here. Well, Lincoln City are currently 7th, 2 points in the last 3, and I like Wrexham at home. 3-0 win for Wrexham, by the way, at the weekend. Really comfortable against Exeter, and obviously, like I said earlier, Lincoln did lose to Wycombe. They gave it a go, lost 3-2 in the end. Oof. I don't want to. Oh, go on. I'll do another 1-0. I'll go 1-0 with Wrexham. A little bit boring, but playing it tactical.
Yeah. So Wrexham's so good at home, aren't they? I just wonder whether we can caveat Lincoln's little winless run that they have played. Talking about Exeter previously. So there is a game, obviously, against Wycombe in there, and Wycombe are beating everybody, as we'll discuss in a minute. Can you go against Wrexham at home? And I don't know if you feel this way, Matt, but whenever you feel a bit uncertain about Wrexham, you look at the table a week later and they're still in the top 2 or the top 3 and not going anywhere. And we've spoken about it a lot. Someone actually did put the data in the comments about the win percentage over the last 4 years, and that is a big thing for me. I'm talking myself into a Wrexham win here, but you've taken that nice, sweet, low-scoring 1-0 home win, haven't you? Jesus Christ, I've just looked at the home table. 22 points in 8 games at home. Wrexham, 7 wins, 1 draw.
Jeez.
I've got to go for it.
70% of their points at home.
Really? My God. Yeah. I would like the 1-0, but I'll take the 2-0 because Matt SB has the 1-0. Wrexham 2, Lincoln 0. But if there's Lincoln fans in the comments, we're just doing these couple of defeats on the basis of difficult games, and I think they'll be back, won't they, Matt?
Yeah, they certainly could be. I mean, looking at the playoff picture here, there's a really weird scenario where Lincoln are currently 7th. They could lose in midweek and climb into the playoffs because if Barnsley lose by more, because they're all joint on 26 points, so it's really fascinating. But yeah, if it was at Sintil Bank, maybe more tempted to give Lincoln something. But yeah, just at the race course, I really like Wrexham. And then Ben, you're up first for this one: Wycombe versus Mansfield. What a matchup this is. Mansfield have been very entertaining, but it's 3 defeats in their last 5. They've dropped down to 10th now. Still got that potential to, I don't know, like stun good teams. But are we going against Wycombe when they've won 7 in a row?
You can't, can you? No, they're just absolutely on fire. And we talked about we don't want to be the guys on YouTube breaking our arms, slapping ourselves on the back, Matt, but we've talked about the promotion momentum cut off October, November time, and we wonder if that's afflicting Mansfield a little bit now, that brilliant momentum and that amazing start. And is the toothpaste out of the tube on that a little bit now, possibly? We also spoke about what happens to teams that win 8 games in a row. They all get promoted, don't they? So
they've scored, by the way, sorry, Ben, they've scored 35 in 15, Wycombe. It's incredible, isn't it?
Outstanding. Yeah. What else can we say about Wycombe? It's just incredible. I would be tempted if it was at Mansfield, but it's not. I think we've got to go for win number 8 in the row. Do you know what? Do you know the worst thing about this? It's like I'm trying to hype it up. I'm fairly certain it's going to be win number 8 in a row. I'm pretty sure about my prediction here. You're hyping me up, though, mate. You're playing the mind games again about the goals, aren't you? You're trying to add goals into my prediction here, and we do love Mansfield for both teams to score as well, don't we? I haven't had a bonus point yet, have I? 4-1. Wycombe 4, Mansfield 1. I want the bonus point. Go. Lock it in before I change my mind, Matt. Start talking.
I kid you not. That is a scribble. Yeah. You've stolen my bonus point.
Get a 4-2 in there.
Oh, if I go 4-2 and it finishes 4-1, I'll be devastated.
Mate, them's the rules. Them's the breaks.
They are the rules, and I abide by the rules. I will go for the 4-2 because I haven't done a bonus point yet. Look at Wycombe's goal scoring numbers. Let's go with Mansfield to get a couple because they have been fun this season. If this is 0-0 at half time, both of our bonus points have gone out the window. There you go. 4-1 and 4-2. Can you believe that? You stole my bonus point. Ben, if they win this, that's 8 in a row. Are we going to say, are they on their way back to the Championship?
I think we are, aren't we? Yeah. But Wrexham fans, Stockport fans, Birmingham, we were assuming it's Birmingham and one other, but, that makes it fascinating, Matt, as well, because when you've got a massive favourite like Birmingham and all of a sudden someone bangs 8 wins in a row out, and look at the season Ipswich went up and you had these two wealthy Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday, and then here come Plymouth knocking out 100 points. That makes things very, very interesting because someone misses out then, and all of a sudden we're having very different conversations about Wycombe and one other rather than Birmingham and one other. But fair play. Any league, Matt, 8 wins in a row, you've got to just say, wow, take a bow.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will keep an eye on that Wycombe-Mansfield game, guys. Good luck to any of you guys that are going to the games in midweek. Let us know in the comments how you think you'll get on, and then feel free to comment afterwards how you did get on. Like I say, we're not back for League One predictions later this week because it's the FA Cup second round weekend, and we're going to give this one a miss just because we are extremely busy. But we have got League One predictions back in midweek next week, so look out for that probably on Monday. Guys, a massive thank you for your support. It really is why we are able to do this as our jobs, and a massive thank you to Ben. Really enjoying the content we're doing together. Make sure you check out his channel. What could they find, Ben?
Well, I'm sure when the red light goes off on this one, we're going to do a bit of planning for the Premier League check-in podcast tomorrow, which could be an interesting one. Matt and I love to talk about the Premier League, but we're not really bothered about talking about the big six, to be frankly honest. We love talking about the teams that have come up from the EFL, and we had a huge game for my team, Ipswich, yesterday, which I know Matt was across. Big win for Wolves at the bottom there. So come and check that out. Matt will put a clip down his channel as well, so you can get a little taster if you don't want to watch the whole show down my channel. But yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting some Premier League with you tomorrow, Matt.
Yeah, and I highly recommend you check out Ben's channel. Like I say, the link is in the description. Look out for the Premier League check-in. You've also got your own Championship predictions coming out today.
It's just come out. By the time people are watching this, it'll already be up, yeah. Make sure to check them out. I know the Championship is a widely supported league, so make sure you're checking out Ben's content if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. But otherwise, we'll be back with League One predictions early next week. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.